Welcome to episode 39 of the MoistyVoice.
Woo!
The one where Michael will try to contain himself.
Just don't prelude it. We're gonna open up with Rest in Fucking Pieces Paragon. You died 2 years too late.
Is it 2 years old? Wow.
It was in beta for a long time. And it should not have been released from beta.
It feels like it was around forever and a half.
So,
Had a good concept, and they flopped real hard.
They were looking over at Smite and said we could do this cooler. We do this with a cooler art style, and then we just don't put any content in.
Whoops.
We make it really confusing to unlock the characters. You basically have to spend money on it.
It was not balanced at all for the longest time.
It's a miserable game. And what are they putting their focus on now? Didn't they say, like, hey, we're gonna...
It's epic. Do we care?
No. Okay, fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know, and I don't care. Epic has not delivered anything in years.
What was the last notable game they made?
I can't remember.
I'll do some little investigative journalism.
You investigate this.
Well, he's
journalist.
Googling. He said purchasing characters. And, of course, who handles in-app services better than EA?
Blizzard, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, Tinder.
Nobody's better than EA. Which is why EA back at it again with the microtransactions.
So Battlefront 2 missed the sales mark that
A
EA
lot.
wanted, which is because they were horrible. Day one microtransactions is fucking sync your game when the progression system is built off of it.
And
They
turns out,
really
like,
should have learned that by now. It doesn't make sense for them to be confused that they missed the sales mark.
yeah, someone in marketing, I guess, wasn't expecting that everybody on the planet shitting on your game was going to hurt your sales.
How does this guy hurt our
Paul
sales?
did his job.
He
Paul
tried.
did not do his job.
They made that their 2 million sales mark. Was it?
It was pretty low.
Yeah, they had like a $2 million unit sales mark for that, and that very much underwhelming. They hit that about
There were
4 months late.
a lot of factors that fucked up their sales mark, which is one, a lot of people after Battlefront 1 just said fuck no, because
They
dear
just didn't wanna
God,
even
did
try.
DICE fuck up Battlefront 1?
Yep.
Like, there's a lot of blame to be put on EA for Battlefront 2, but Battlefront itself is a lot of DICE's fault.
Oh, yeah.
They did not handle the property well.
But they figured, how do we make up for our losses? Let's bring back those microtransactions, and we can all probably expect it's going to be exactly the same as it was day one. Just the numbers look smaller, even though the ways you gain them have not changed. So proportionately, it's the same game as it was at launch. So basically, they're just going back to at launch, and that went great.
There was no backlash, no response from the community because there is no community.
Yeah, it's just been abandoned already.
Pretty
by
much.
anyone who isn't okay with whatever decision EA tries to make. Like, anybody who's still playing has probably accepted this fate already.
It's me.
That's Connor. But yeah, no, it's almost just like a moot point to even
EA
have them.
did a thing.
Yeah, they're just doing it
People
again.
are upset. They're gonna not make a lot of money off of this because people are just upset.
One cool thing that I learned from it was that while microtransactions are a big part of their games, or their finances, it wasn't the predominant amount of money that they make. It was like 38% microtransactions.
Which
Are
is
you
a
fucking kidding me?
sizable chunk.
And like 26% first sales.
Are you like
I was expecting it to be more, actually.
no?
I was
That's higher than
expecting
I
it.
thought.
I was thinking it was going to be at least like majority of income for the company EA is in-app purchase, but it's only
No.
50% more than what game sales are.
That's what it should be because people have to buy the game, then they have to like the game enough to not drop the game. Then they have to like the game enough to put money into it.
think I have the exact numbers lying around.
But yeah, no, like that completely makes sense to me, because that's also like EA puts out a lot of DLC as well, and then they put in like in-app purchases over
plus
that.
all their sports games, you can buy roster packages and costumes and contracts.
That's all DLC.
So yeah, no, it's basically for every person who buys the game, they also buy another half. They spend another $30, give or take, on DLC.
Well, that's I'd say for every person that buys the game, there's that one person that spends another $100.
I'm saying on average, that's approximately what it looks like.
Or, I mean, they're looking for that whale that's going to drop over $60K on the market.
Yeah, but then you have to have a whole bunch of people not buy it, which I guess probably offsets the many people who don't pay for it.
He's talking about CSGO.
Yeah.
I want to know with... the purchase was made outside the marketplace, I believe, like the transfer of funds.
Yeah.
But if it hadn't, if you have $60K in your Steam account, you're fucked.
Gabe knows your name. He knows your address. He's hitting you up with like specialized mail handwritten by him.
Like
Gabe
by the end of the
knows
first
his
day, there's
address.
nothing more for you to buy.
Whoever puts that skin on, that exact skin that got sold, Gabe knows who owns it.
Let's see.
Could you just buy like $8,000 worth of games in gifts, send them to someone in exchange for them sending you a better PC, and make the Steam community
just like
money a cryptocurrency?
So the previous
I feel like the cryptocurrency is gonna be like Dead Island and endemic beta keys. You just start trading those.
There's still a lot of Steam trading card community beta keys, mind you.
God.
The Dogecoin of the cryptocurrency on Steam.
Why did they even try with any?
By the way, Epic Games made a Fortnite and Robo Recall.
Oh, there you go. They
Yeah,
can focus on
disappointing,
Fortnite.
disappointing.
Before they made Paragon, they made Infinity Blade 3 in 2013.
And disappointing.
Good for them.
No.
Yeah.
They made Fortnite. People like Fortnite.
People like Fortnite
People
because
stream
it's
Fortnite.
cheaper PUBG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Like, that's
they
it.
also made Gears of War.
Just the first one?
Judgment and 3.
Oh. Huh. Whack.
Were those the good ones? I don't know.
2. 1 and 2. No, 2. 2 was the good one.
Was
In my opinion.
Was 4 any good?
I have not. I touched 1, 2, and 3.
Gotcha.
And when I say I touched... I touched 3, and then I played 1 and 2. And they also made Bulletstorm, so they got something.
See, they got Bulletstorm.
Ooh,
I don't care
actually,
for any of these titles.
they've got a really fucking good game that I feel is worth a 5-minute look.
Good God.
Duty calls the calm before the storm.
Crazy.
It's
That looks hammy.
it's
Does
it's a parody of Call of Duty
Mm-hmm.
that they made as a like sizzler reel for Bulletstorm. Because Bulletstorm is all about style.
The only
and
thing
being
stupider
cool.
than spending $65K on a CSGO gun skin is being Epic Games.
So they made a Call of Duty game where all you do is you walk around a couple boxes, and then the cutscenes happens, and the guy's parachuting in saying literal dialogue of, "This is a cutscene. You cannot shoot me because this is a cutscene. Once I finish parachuting in, the cutscene will be over, and then you can shoot me."
I love
And
it.
whenever you fire the gun just says boring, boring, instead of firing bullets.
Elon Musk sells guns now?
Yeah, and
No.
then once you get bloody screen, it just shouts bloody screen so real. From taking damage, it just starts shouting that at you.
He only sells firearms. In
The
that he
race-
sells flamethrowers.
I was gonna
The
say.
race to firearms is Elon Musk's
He's winning
ultimate goal.
the weapons war. Let's just all be real. Yeah, Elon Musk has a company called The Boring Company because their ultimate goal is to bore tunnels underground to create a massive underground transportation system that basically works like a really fast car wash where it kind of just holds your car and moves you forward except at 130 miles per hour.
You mean like, I don't know, a tram system?
Nope. Car
A
wash.
car wash.
Car wash.
Car wash.
No precedent other than car wash. But yeah, so they also just, I don't know, like he gets bored and he decides, you know what I want to sell? Fire extinguishers. So he sells them, and it's literally just a normal ass fire extinguisher with his company's logo on it. But then they also sold $500 flamethrowers, which is really
20,000 of them.
quite a steal.
No, I mean, well, do you want to make a flamethrower?
Well, it's not cinematic flamethrower. Have you seen it in action?
Yeah,
It
he
does not
used
spit
it
it that far.
on his Twitter. He used it
Yeah.
because
I
he
mean,
was
He
bored.
came at that cameraman.
Yeah, he chased the cameraman down with it, and the guy was not expecting it.
He was not.
So, do you want a flamethrower?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Give me like $300. I'll make a flamethrower for you.
I could give Elon Musk 500 though,
And get an Elon.
and I'll
Musk
invest
Elon
on the
Musk
underground
flamethrower.
tunnels.
Okay, because I'm just saying, like, you could just get like a creme brulee boiler and then just like attach a weed sprayer hose to the front of that and flamethrower.
Each flamethrower of his comes with one Boring Company stock. One day, when they own the underground, that'll be worth something.
Does it really?
No.
I was gonna say that. I don't think he would ever do that.
Yeah, he would never fucking.
I would go around and I
After
would
that-
buy all the other 19,999
All of
shares.
them.
And then I would be the richest.
And as it turned out, each share is valued at 5 cents, and you
For
really
now.
Yeah. Until he bores under the entire country and puts little car wash things everywhere.
He's gonna make us mole people, and I am okay with that.
Okay.
He says he's not prepping for zombie apocalypse, but he's selling
Where would he have a
flamethrowers
factory?
and trying to start an underground city. So I'm thinking he's planning for a zombie
might
apocalypse. He might just be the world's most sane doomsday prepper.
Or he's still just as insane as the others, just more monetarily equipped.
No, insane doomsday preppers with monies buy $15,000 bunkers in North Dakota.
That's a fair point.
I don't know. I mean, I'm all for buying a bunker, but North Dakota?
See, it's insanity. What are you gonna do there? Look at
Kill
the back
myself.
of Mount Rushmore's head?
It's horrible.
That's not fun.
You know what would be fun? Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh my god. Yeah, so it's really just kind of something that came across in like a sponsored ad or something. I don't even remember where. But some company somewhere is a bunch of fans and they're like, hey, AR's a thing. Yu-Gi-Oh's a thing. Let's combine them, which actually amazed me that nobody's thought of that yet. Like, that's weird.
Everybody's thought
They've
of that.
thought of
It's
it,
just
but
incredibly
nobody's
difficult.
done it
It's
yet.
okay, well now hear
Not
me
that
out.
hard.
There's a guy out
It's a
there.
lot of fucking money. It is hard. friend.
Konami has that money,
Yeah.
and they won't give me it.
So here's my thought process. It's a lot of fucking money to make a literal disc that you then have to chuck into an open field so it can start projecting holograms
Yeah,
up
They're
this
on
not
the ground.
metal. They are not metal.
This is cheaper than that.
No, have you not watched? There's in the show.
The first
Kaiba's
episode,
first portable duelist arena is a fucking frisbee.
and it just infinitely spins and projects a field-sized hologram.
And he literally he shows up and just underhand chucks it in the ground.
It's pretty dope. It's like a discus.
Yeah, he just discus chucks it and it's fucking wild.
But yeah,
I'm
no.
with
So it's an AR game. You have it hooked up to your phone, and you get to see, like in the show, your cards laid out with your little 3D models of your monsters. Face up in front of you are giant versions of your cards that you can use hand controls to select. And it also, and this is my favorite part, has a voice command feature, so you can announce every single move and feel justified. Not that you needed to, but you can. And I love it. You get to scream, you activated my trap card, say whatever it is, get to see it flip up in front of you, and watch your opponent, double back and go, ah!
And then they get blasted away into the... No, I was about to say dark dimension.
Nope, not
But
quite.
that's a different. That's
zone.
actual a zone in the dual world.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The next thing I guess that they're working on is getting it to when you take damage, it tasers your entire body.
No,
or
it
something.
actually tracks damage taken because you have to manually count it out.
No, yeah. Right now it's a little
little
counter.
calculator. Like a little Magic the Gathering style calculator.
But so much better would be if it tased you. Because when you're playing a children's
You've been
card
watching
game,
too much
you
Yu-Gi-Oh!
should be
GX.
hurt.
There's a literal plot line where they're sitting there and you
I
just
know.
get locked into the cage, and whenever you take life point damage, we tase your balls equal to how much life point damage you got took.
And eventually you die. If you die in the game, you die in real
Why
life.
have you guys not watched this with me yet? What the fuck?
If you die in the game, you die in real life. Card games are serious.
Oh, I set up the Hulu again, so if you need to watch Yu-Gi-Oh, you can.
It's on Hulu?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh. Everyone go get Hulu.
Yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh's
shit.
on it.
Damn.
No, fucking like Yu-Gi-Oh! That's where I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! GX in its entirety.
Whack.
Just assumed you watch it on one of your weird weeb websites.
No, that's where I watch that's where I tried to watch
Kobayashi?
5Ds.
Oh yeah.
And Kobayashi. No, but like seriously,
I watch 5Ds.
if you like Monster Hunter, you should go watch Kobayashi's. Nothing to do with each other.
If you
One
like
of them's
Monster
really-
Hunter, you have good taste. If you have good taste, you'll
You
like
like
Miss
Kobayashi's
Kobayashi's Dragon
Dragon
Maid.
Maid. It's a fucking good show. It's a fucking good show.
You know, it's not a good show. Whatever Facebook has planned for this gaming streaming bullshittery.
We're gonna compete with Twitch, and what does
Facebook
Twitch
is
say? Good
trying
luck.
Way too hard.
I don't know. Saying the sentence, I'm gonna compete with YouTube, somehow seems reasonable. I don't know why. Like, I can see that. I'm not gonna
Can
believe
you?
they're gonna win, but I can see someone having that thought. Mark Zuckerberg sitting around in his little studio apartment, because I like to imagine he still lives like he did in college.
He actually owns an island.
I know, and I don't like to think about that.
Yeah.
Because he shouldn't have one, because he doesn't deserve it. But sitting around in his little studio apartment on his private island is just thinking, I can be Twitch, and I can host it within Facebook for some god. Like, Facebook does great things. Messenger is one of the best apps on the planet. It is like the best
If
all-in-one.
You're on Android.
If you're on Android, if
you're on iPhone, get
anything
fucked.
else, you suck.
Yeah.
But what could it even like the Facebook interface has always been ugly for anything that isn't Facebook. Going into any game, all of the crap surrounding it is ugly. Going into Marketplace, even on mobile, it's less horrible on mobile, but it's always terrible. It's because it's just not a good home for anything. So that's my first thing I'm thinking of is just giant, ugly design. Next thing is just there's no anonymity, and that's going to be weird.
Yeah.
I think like you're going to lose so much community if you can't just, you know, put a shit ton of Ponza faces up or whatever.
Because, like, the second that someone sees you typing some weird shit in chat, they know who you are.
They can find you.
Yeah, no.
And very easily probably track you down.
Yeah.
Like, a few Google searches later, and they'll be like, okay, I have a general idea of where you work and live.
That is scary.
Swatting made easy.
Is swatting made easier?
Go to jail, like that kid. Going to jail for a long time. Not long enough,
Not long enough.
but for a decent amount of time. And he cried like a bitch.
Cop should have gone to jail too.
Yeah, that's its own thing.
It's related.
No, I'm saying it's its own problem.
I guess.
Kid jail and cop jail. Ooh, cop jail.
Cop jail.
Yeah.
They'll guard themselves.
just like
it's win-win. You don't
From
need
Civil
to staff
War,
it.
you put any cops in a special jail
Yeah.
maintained by other evil cops.
That way they
it's,
can
it's
keep in
run by
check.
the inmates. Everything
Okay, no,
except the
no.
means to get outside is run by the inmates.
So here's my thought. You have a prison.
Okay.
Within the prison, it's inmates.
Okay.
Then the inmates are the guards
Okay.
to another prison.
What's the
That's
incentive
inside
for
of it.
Yeah.
The ones that are especially brutal and prone to abusing power are the guards of that center one, because it'll be more like an actual prison system.
So it's like a prison within a prison.
They can't have any empathy. You can't have ones that are like, I am also a slave. I feel for you, fellow slave. They have to be like, I'm not one of you. You're beneath me.
Wasn't there an entire
You're
experiment
beneath
on
me.
this?
Yes, there was. I always forget the name of it, but there was an experiment where they locked a bunch of volunteers in a fake prison kind of thing, and they made some of them guards, and they made some of them inmates, and really quickly, everyone just accepted their roles, including the abuse of power from the guard experiment people. Like, they became horrible, horrible people, like, violent, just... It got way out of hand and had to get canceled because it just got, frankly, very illegal.
Mm.
But, like, the people who were playing inmate were very quick to not just play accept it, but to actually accept that this was their new life, even with, like, atrocities being committed against them. It's like, holy shit.
That's, I don't know, that...
And that's where our cop prison comes in. Because if you make... You've got police or whatever... I don't know. It's not private security at prisons, right? Those are cops. I'm going to pretend like they're cops.
That depends.
Pretend that they're
Depends-
cops.
Depends on the
I'm going to
prison.
pretend like
It'll
they're
help
cops.
out, yeah.
So there's them. Then there's the inmates. Then there's inmates who are actually guards of this other prison. And that other prison is where the
So
cops are.
Wait. So normal
based off
inmates
that
are above the
experiment-
inmate guards?
It's a separate building within there.
But
They
they
have
was-
no rights. No, they're on the same level as the other inmates once they're in normal prison. If they're in their cop prison, they're guards and they have power, but the second they go into the outer lying facility, they're just a regular old inmate. They get no special permissions.
Okay.
The reason for that, they'll be especially awful once they get permissions. And then you have the cops on the inside who, according to this experiment, will just run with it.
Evidently.
So there you go.
I will remain skeptical, but
This is why I need to buy an island. Prison.
just buy in New Mexico.
And then flood the surrounding states.
Yeah.
With what?
Drugs.
Flood stuff.
Oh, flood stuff.
Take out the moon. It'll flood something, and then whatever's left is my island.
Little aroused. Gotta hate the moon.
That's the ultimate goal of, like, those evil industries and corporations that don't care about global warming, is that if the entire planet floods, that just means more islands to own.
That is true.
North Korea's missile tests are just them trying to get a rocket to the moon, and every single time it fails, they go, "Oh, we launched a rocket at
Whoops.
you!"
I thought it was them trying to make Godzilla.
Keep firing into the ocean. It'll happen.
It'll go up to Japan, as always.
How to take out Japan. Launch a missile at Japan. No. Launch a missile
Near.
next to Japan.
The tsunami will fuck it up way more than any initial explosion.
Don't launch it that deep. That's too deep. Oh, wait. Sorry, we missed a crucial step. Drop in, like, a giant net full of lizards into the ocean outside of Japan. Then just start launching nukes at their water.
Only Komodo dragons.
Yeah.
Just load it up with Komodo dragons. They'll live through that nuclear blast. You know they will. And then if they mutate with anything, they're gods.
There we go. That's how you make a god.
Is it?
It's all the recipes.
You people
That's
are
how you
scary.
make a god lizard.
There's actually a thing going on in the dams up in, like, North Arizona and Colorado and all those other states that I don't acknowledge. But there's this one breed of fish that's in all three of the dams. And in each of the dams, they've mutated, like, incredibly differently. And they're noticing, like, just how certain factors are causing different mutations. And I'm really hoping that the intent of this study is Godzilla. They're
Are you-
realizing how they can do it. They're like, well, if we build enough dams, the fish will turn into this. And then if we build dams around that, then this will turn into that. And eventually you just mutate into, 20, 40 story tall lizard,
That
depending
is
on
kind
what
of
movie.
awesome.
It's interesting, though. Yeah, I want to, like, look more into that, because somebody, I guess, was telling me...
That I want to make a giant lizard that's 40 feet
I'm
tall.
going to build enough dams to create Godzilla.
And then I will feed it nuclear waste so I can shoot atomic rays from its mouth.
That's an Elon Musk plan if I've ever heard one.
Netflix has a Godzilla anime.
Yeah. And a movie, too. It's not made by them, but the new movie is on Netflix. Not Shin Godzilla, but a new one.
Oh.
What's the Netflix Godzilla anime called?
Godzilla.
They didn't have a really good writing team.
Oh.
It looks really bad, IMO.
I haven't actually watched any of it.
I watched the Netflix trailer and app. And it's one kid whose parents were killed by Godzilla, so he's like, I gotta kill Godzilla. And everybody else is like, yeah, we want to kill Godzilla, but you're like a little over the top. And then he like beats them up against the wall and says, I'm not over the top, you need to fucking kill Godzilla. And they're like, alright, man, chill.
And then he takes the Godzilla juice and grows into a giant human monster.
Yeah, so just
thing.
like
Maybe
the
in
plot
part
of the
two.
Incredible Hulk.
Only part one is out.
I feel like if he doesn't grow into a giant Attack on Titan style monster and get into a fist fight with Godzilla, they won't have any payoff.
Man,
I was
Attack on
thinking
Titan sucks.
I was thinking Incredible Hulk, where he's like, I don't like the Hulk. I want to become a gross, nasty the Hulk so I can kill the Hulk.
That's fair.
So he's going to turn into a completely different abomination and take down Godzilla.
Scaled King Kong.
Ooh, God, no. I don't want that.
There's your abomination.
I'm a little glad, like, as disappointed as I am that the Rampage movie is just a literal giant crocodile, I'm also a little glad because I don't think I wanted to see a bipedal, like, man croc.
Oh, I so did. I wanted it so bad.
Not under Dwayne Johnson's art direction, no thank you. He had plans.
Are you sure that Dwayne's not going to turn in a fuse with a crocodile and become a man croc?
He might.
I'd be okay with this.
I'll get the spots.
What spots?
For the scales. Man crocodile? Never mind.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Redbox is suing Disney.
Yeah, it was first Disney sued Redbox, and then they said, no, fuck you! And then they sued them. It's not even a countersuit. They, resolved the first one. They let it resolve, and then they cast their own lawsuit.
They forgot to add it to the stack, so...
Yeah.
Now they're
Can we pop this on the docket here?
But, yeah, I guess... So Disney originally was mad at Redbox because Redbox... first Disney said that they weren't going to let Redbox get access to their titles until, 40 or 60 days after it came out on home release. Which means, anybody who wanted to see it at home would have probably just gone and bought the Blu-ray somewhere or the DVD somewhere. Right. And they said, that's dumb. You're dumb. So they actually went out and they just bought retail copies for all of their Redbox machines. And Disney was like, screw you, but okay. That was clever. And then Redbox was like, hey, this DVD Blu-ray combo pack also comes with a digital code. And then they started selling the digital code. And then Disney got pissed. Because they argued that the digital code is worth more than one rental. And that by buying one movie, you cannot rent out that one movie because by selling somebody the digital, you're selling them, in theory, infinite copies of it. Which kind of makes sense, you are.
I mean, a little, yeah.
You're selling them infinite rentals of it.
It's because of, the platform, and, they were trying to argue, where the, definition of rentals and this and that and what first purchase and all this different stuff was. And basically it didn't go anywhere. So now that the dust hasn't even settled, Redbox is just taking advantage of this, anybody even making a slight win against Disney and suing them. And I think that's what it is. I think they were just on the adrenaline of oh my god, we beat Disney, we are invincible.
Lawyers are so fucking good, let's do this.
Their lawyers are just having a mass orgy in the company office.
Oh yeah.
Even in the company office, it's on the park in front of the street.
Case getting dismissed is generally best case scenario in a Disney lawsuit. But yeah, so they're saying that they're basically intentionally harming them as a company by making these claims and saying that Redbox does this and that and that they diddle kids and love Nazis or something. But just general business practices that would be harmful against
Right.
Redbox and impeding on their ability to do business. Do I think it's going to go anywhere? Probably not. But it's ballsy, and I respect that.
I like me some balls.
Well, no, it's just people here. Disney filed a lawsuit against Redbox, and then people are gonna go, "Oh, that means that Redbox is bad because Disney is good."
Honestly, just the lawsuit alone was one of the things that they had claimed. Like, Disney's repeated legal battles with Redbox was one of the things they called, like, hampering with their business. Because, yes, if people see, oh, Disney doesn't want them doing it, that must mean this is illegal. Especially because copyright is so weird and, like, the laws are so messy.
Because Disney has modified
Like,
it so much.
Everyone is so
Yeah.
afraid of, like, is this copyright? So they were like, oh, if Disney doesn't like it, it must be illegal. I'm gonna stop buying from Redbox. But, I don't know.
Yeah, I hate that connotation.
It's not good.
It is not.
I
Does
don't
it mean,
think
like-
Redbox should sell the digital copies necessarily. Like, I don't know where I stand. On the one hand, I'm like, that's weird, but you got them. Like,
Right.
there's no reason not to at this stage. Like, if they went out of their way to do it, I'd be like, not that you should be stopped, but I'd be like, don't do that. That's weird. Just because, I don't know, I don't like that for some reason.
No, that's fair.
I don't like
Well,
going
like-
to a Redbox and getting the paper. It's something about that paper. I don't like that.
Don't care for it, yeah.
But, and also it's something people do on eBay, and Redbox is not eBay.
No, it is not.
Like, here's my thought: where were they selling it?
I think from the machine or from their online, like they would just send you,
Like from the
The code.
online store?
like they would just give you the code. Yeah.
That's fine, I guess. I mean, I work at a used video store. Like, how would you feel if someone was trying to come in and sell, so long as you know the code is good?
Yeah, no, that's the thing, and that's actually, when I was working there, that was one of the issues we had largely discussed, was that, if someone sells me this and it has the code inside, what is our obligation? Should we throw it away and just not even worry about it? Is it theft if an employee wants to take it? Is
Yeah.
it something that the next customer deserves to have when they purchase something that is labeled as that, even though it is used? And then,
I can't imagine so.
because then if you say, oh, well, if they deserve to have it, you should leave it in there, that means you should also not accept ones that don't have it.
Yeah,
So it's like its own thing with even just the physical resale market and digital download codes.
So it's essentially the same fucking thing. It's when you're buying a used product, do you deserve to have all the digital content? So, like, if you go and buy a used game, and you buy the day one edition of that used game, which is the exact same fucking thing, do you deserve the day one DLC codes? And should the person have not sold it without those day one DLC codes?
The only time I think that if you're buying something used, you deserve to get the everything is if it is a physical thing, first of all, not a digital thing.
So, like,
And if it's
the
collectors.
Breaking Bad, goggles, lab coat, and that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. If you buy the drum, I want all the shit in the drum.
I
don't
don't
care
just
about
want
the
the
digital
Blu-rays
download
and DVDs.
codes. Yeah. If I got, like an anime art box edition of one of the volumes, I want all the weird shit that's in there.
Yeah. So, like, again, as long as you have all the physical media in there, it's fine.
Yeah.
Anything past that, like, if it's a digital code, well, too bad. It's a one-time use. The person probably used it, now they don't want it anymore. There's nothing stopping that.
But yeah, I think a lot of the reason I don't care for the digital download codes is working at that store, you would get a ton of very clearly, but you can't make the accusation, but very presumably stolen goods, like movies that had just come out that morning, and they wouldn't have the code in there because what they do is they go and they take it to like eBay, Craigslist, wherever, and they sell the codes for a couple of bucks a pop, so, they're increasing their profits on that. And so that whole system has made me not ever want to buy digital download codes, even though I know I could get so many movies for like $1 a pop if I did.
Yeah.
Just off of people who steal for meth dealers in Arizona.
A lot more meth dealers in New Mexico.
Probably.
Are you saying we need to open up a used video store in New Mexico and also
Yes.
buy the codes from them?
Yes.
We need to sell the meth and hire the people to steal to get the meth, but then also buy and sell the product that
So
they
it's gonna
stole.
be like
He who
we're
controls the codes controls the meth.
so we're basically gonna be like that chicken restaurant from Breaking Bad, except that our front's gonna be a video store.
Yeah.
I'm down for this. That's a business venture idea.
Yeah.
No, I just
Solid.
I want to open a used video store, and like the person at the bank's gonna laugh you off and deny your loan, and then you kind of lean in and then say it's a front for meth.
And they go,
"Oh, why didn't you say so?"
You come into a New Mexico bank and not tell me that it's a meth front? Come on.
It's like a 50-50 get the loan, go to jail.
You know what? That's better odds than anywhere
Those
else
are
in the
good
country.
odds. Yeah. I'll take those odds.
I mean, if your charisma's
I'd take
really
the loan.
strong, you can also probably write it off. If they say, no, I'm calling the cops, you can be like, oh, I'm
it was
kidding.
a joke.
I
You ever
watched
see
Breaking
that show
Bad. It was a joke. And then you go to
your
the next-
anniversary was recently.
You go to the next banker, like the next booth over.
You
Like,
just like get up
hey.
and like start finger gunning as you back out of the booth, walk to the next booth over. I have a proposition for you.
If it still doesn't work out, you can always just rob the bank.
you know, yeah, you're clearly not afraid of these kinds of things, so...
Just, I also brought this bag of meth to demonstrate my product. If you would like to give it a whirl.
New Mexico Bank.
Give it
We're
a
gonna need a
whirl.
sample of your product. It's a used movie store. No, I mean your product. No, it's not a meth front. Oh, come on. It's not
It's
a
a-
meth
Get out of here.
Bullshit.
Namely, get the fuck out of here with this. It's not a meth front.
Any honest person trying to open any kind of business actually has to pretend that they're fronting for meth in New Mexico.
It's a requirement.
And then, like, they have to come in. They just have, like, Ajax cleaner that they just kind of put on the counter.
Do you have any collateral? Briefcase open, just filled with crystal meth.
Well, now it's gonna be filled with Tide Pods. And the Tide Pod, like,
People are
meth
still
encased
dying.
in Tide Pods. It's
It
only
was
been
like-
6 deaths.
No, it was a ton.
No, it's been a lot of deaths.
It's been
Oh.
over 80, I think.
I think I just remember the number of 6 deaths because it was like between 2006 and 2017 there were 6 deaths from like similar products to Tide Pods.
Okay, let's see if we can get actual statistics.
As part of Gen Z, I am insulted that you guys are making a mockery of my culture.
Yeah, we found out that he's a different gen
Why?
because he's a year after. He's
Apparently,
after the cutoff.
millennials stopped after 1995. Which is fine by me, because Gen Z is becoming YouTube millionaires for eating Tide Pods.
How many people have died because of... Wow. Wow! According to the American Association of Poison Control Centers, there were 10,570 cases of detergent exposure in 2017 for children 5 and under.
That is excessive.
That's a lot of detergent exposure.
That's unrelated to the memes. Those kids are too young. That's just people
Wow.
eating pods.
There have been 8 deaths related to the ingestion from 2012 to mid-2017. And I'm pretty sure that number in mid-2017 to now is disturbingly high.
Yeah. It's not gonna be nice to think about.
Tide's Twitter and their PR and everything they do is just a non-stop, like,
If you ingest a Tide Pod, be sure to drink a tall glass of water or milk.
they just
Boy, I
have-
love putting Tide Pods in my laundry. If you ate a Tide Pod, you should drink a tall glass of milk.
I don't even think
Make
they
sure to
read-
pour a tall glass of milk inside your washing machine so that your washing machine can wash your clothes properly.
They don't even, like, read their ats out anymore. They just have a blanket
It's a bot.
message. Yeah, they just
If
have
it
a...
says the word, if like
if it says
eight-
pod,
yeah,
they just go ahead and have the bot auto-reply with contact the CS... or
Just
the
be,
CDC.
at Tide Pods, how are the pods going? If you eat a pod,
God, I mean, it's just absolutely bananas.
So it's like he who controls the tide controls the pods.
I feel bad for them. I really do.
I mean, if you don't want people to eat your product, don't make it look like some fruit fucking gushers.
I'm amazed that they haven't changed it yet. That's actually the big thing. Like,
They
I don't
made
know,
a lot of them.
That's when they, like, I guess, go all in on their stop eating our shit defense, is when they just actually change it so it doesn't look amazingly delicious.
So good. It looks so good. I want to eat it.
You know, I never had
Gonna
that
eat
thought
it.
until I borrowed one from you, and I felt that it was, like, squishy.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my god, this is food. Oh man, we're part of the problem.
Can I get my hands on one real quick? Because I have
I
not
will
yet
go
felt
get us some Tide Pods.
I
just
just
gonna sit
like
here.
he's already felt it. Nick can have a little himself.
I'll get out. I'll get out.
Oh, I thought I was just gonna have the podcast to myself.
That's what I was trying to
It
do.
was gonna get dangerous.
And it was gonna get naked.
I was gonna get real nude. Look at this. Look at my calves and my thighs.
Well, you know
and
what the
having
best part is?
cloth on
You
them.
probably could have just dropped the mic and it would have covered your dick.
Yeah, I can self-censor. I'm YouTube friendly.
I'm YouTube friendly. I ain't got no penis or genitalia.
I tell people not to eat Tide Pods, and I cover my dick. I'm already better
This
than Logan
podcast
Paul.
is sponsored by Tide. Eat our pods. Eat them all. Nice and gummy, nice and juicy.
We might actually get an at now.
We
Of
might.
just, I don't. I know it's amazing. I don't need to know.
It's so nice.
That is just awkwardly smooth.
It's really. It's just pleasant on all levels.
I wish it looked a little bit less like a ravioli, but I'm still okay with it because it's got the consistency of a fruit roll-up, and I imagine that the plastic is still easily eatable.
Well, it's dissolvable, so
Well, I
clearly.
mean, but like that it'll still be enjoyable is what I'm saying. Is that the edges are leading me to believe that it won't be.
It's probably like
But
that,
I think it will.
that edible paper, that like rice, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, now I see the idiocy.
Yeah, you do.
That's what I'm saying. And when
Because
you're
I
looking
used to
at them,
fucking
you're
think
like,
that it had
that's
like
not
the
that.
stupid like powder on the other side. I'm
Well,
like,
yeah,
why
no,
the
because
fuck-
they used to have like the hard rock and then the gel, and then they went and they made it all squishy.
it wasn't hard rock. It was
Those are
just
just gonna pop all over your white shirt.
And I'll wash it.
It doesn't work. I have a stained sheet because of one of those.
Why?
I have half of a giant red
How
stain
long did
and
you
half
wait
of
to
a
dump
giant
it in
blue
like the
stain.
bathtub?
Yeah. No, I'm immediately running this to water if one popped. I'm not.
No,
gonna-
Yeah.
it was in the. I put a pod in the washing machine, and it stained the sheet. It just created two giant stains, and I was like, "What is the point of this?"
You had to have fucked up loading the washing
I
machine.
must have fucked something up because
You
nobody
have to
else
allow
on the
proper
planet has-
space for the Tide Pod to dissolve, otherwise it won't work properly and may affect your clothing.
Is that verbatim.
Here,
How many
can I-
times
It's
have
not
you read
verbatim,
that?
but that's
Can
it.
I see the back? I want to read
Go right
something.
I
ahead.
thought you just had that on memory.
In any case, well, I mean, yeah, no, that's what it is.
Yeah, that poor guy running their Twitter
Talking
account
about
just
dead
had-
people. This
Yeah.
guy in India got straight fucked by an MRI machine.
I don't know how you fuck that up too.
So
He
what
wasn't even in the machine.
what happened is it was a relative of a person who was there, and they were visiting them, you know, because like they care or whatever.
Yeah,
And the doctors are like, "Hey, could you bring this oxygen tank over to his bed?"
just
And
weird.
the person made the request. The MRI machine is off, right?
Mm.
And the doctor and nurse or whatever are like, "Yeah, it's off." And he walks into the room and is fucking demolished. And they're like, "Wait a second, maybe it wasn't turned off." The government has given the family the equivalent of $9,987
Why not just
for the
make it
person's
10
death.
grand?
because it was like 150,000 rupees.
Oh, okay.
So it was a clean number for them.
Okay.
The equivalent for us was that.
Wow, that's like not even the average life insurance policy.
No, it isn't.
But you know what the problem
these
probably
doctors
is?
straight murdered a guy
Yeah.
due to negligence,
Did
which
they
is
lose their
actually a
jobs?
recurring theme in India.
Really?
The article brings up how this incident and a bunch of others like it have had a long streak, a long history in India due to malpractice.
Jesus.
So, like, remember how there's always those jokes of in my country I was a surgeon?
Yeah.
It's probably a reason those people aren't surgeons anymore.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, guys, I guess we gotta go
I mean,
be
like-
rad techs in America, and they go over and they're like, shit, that's not gonna work. I guess I'll be a cab driver.
I've sewn cloth. I'm probably a decent surgeon.
See, it's so easy to
I could
open
do.
them.
I could be a field surgeon.
It's putting them back together. It gets tricky.
The
Yeah.
victim's uncle said Maru had been asked Maru's the person.
Yeah.
Had been asked to carry the cylinder by the junior staff member who assured him the machine was switched off.
That's on him. He should have said,
It
"Is
is-
there a senior staff member?"
But yeah, so in 2014, 2 hospital workers sustained injuries when they were pinned between an MRI machine and a male oxygen tank for 4 hours at a hospital in New Delhi.
Damn, they should not have MRI
4
machines.
hours?
4 hours. In 2001,
Was just
a
nobody
6-year-old boy undergoing an MRI scan in New York, was killed when a metal oxygen tank flew towards the machine and crushed his skull.
Why do people keep putting these oxygen
It's
tanks?
just a bunch of... It's just... Now, the storage closet is pretty full. Where do we put the oxygen containers? Well, the MRI's off, right?
It's weird.
Probably. Let's just put it in there.
Why is it even in the same room? You don't.
You know, like,
need
I gotta
that.
think, is there a metal door handle on those doors leading into the MRI room?
There's no need for
Well,
these tanks
to be clear,
anywhere
it is
in
only
this room.
ferrous metals, not all metals, that are pulled towards an MRI machine.
Okay, fair point.
So if it's a non-ferrous door handle, it's A-okay.
Oxygen tanks can be made out of other things, right? It doesn't
No.
have to be this one thing.
Nope, it's got to be a ferrous material, and it's got to be
There's a
within
reason,
18
man.
yards of an MRI machine at all times.
That's what amazes me, is that the room has anything in there that, and why is it always that tank?
It's always that tank.
Like, it's never a tray, it's never a table or something weird.
No, it's
always an oxygen tank.
the reason why they have to be made out of ferrous metals is because they're a lot sturdier than other metals, and because
Do you not like
you
the
have to.
feel of the fruit gusher on your hand?
No, I wanted to make sure I got it off.
It leaves a
so
weird
that-
residue, and then you're like, boy, if I eat chicken
It's a
tenders
wax.
later, will I
it's,
die?
It's a no. It's not really that. It's if I eat chicken wings later from Buffalo Wild Wings because it's Thursday night wings, baby.
How old are those?
I could tell you exactly the date that they are.
They're still good.
Okay.
But so, like, they're made out of ferrous metals because they have to withstand a certain amount of pressure from the inside and out. Because you don't know whether the person buying your oxygen tank is going to be using it for scuba diving or for medical reasons.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm gonna go scuba diving in the 6-year-old skull. Give me a hot second.
But no, so, like, they were made out of ferrous metals just because they have to withstand a shit ton of pressure from the inside and out.
Yeah.
All I know is that people need to stop thinking that oxygen tanks... Like, what...
Plus, you typically have to, like...
Can you go put this oxygen tank in that room? Why? That MRI is going to get turned on eventually. It's just going to have to come back out again. Are you going to put it in the machine? Then fucking put it in the machine. Why does it need to be near the... There's no fucking reason for it to be in the same room if it's not
in the
immediately...
machine as a storage. It's less likely to hurt you because it's already there.
Yeah,
It's already attracted to it. Nothing can get pinned to it.
That's a fair point.
Until someone else walks in while it's on with an oxygen tank, is propelled towards it, knocks the other one out, and then that
And it
slams
flies
him,
back.
and then they just kind of
Yeah, like he
what are
drops
the balls?
his Newton's cradle
They'll just Newton cradle the oxygen tanks against this guy in the middle of the MRI machine
for
no.
4 hours.
for 4 hours.
Did somebody just like turn on the machine? Go, I'm gonna go.
No, what probably
home,
happened
pick
was-
up my kids and I'll be back. Just keep.
It's like
Keep
that
doing
episode
you.
of 1,000 Ways to Die. It's like, oh yeah, go take that oxygen machine in there. And the guy's hauling the oxygen machine in there, and this guy's like, okay, let's bang really quick. And they start banging.
For
and
4 hours.
And they turn on the MRI machine at one point. Because there's that 1,000 Ways to Die, where the person's in the x-ray machine, and the doctor's supposed to take x-rays, and then his assistant grabs his dick, and he starts fucking her right on the console. And they keep hitting the x-ray button whenever he, like, slams down on her.
Zap.
And
zap,
he literally...
zap.
It liquefies his brain.
What a
Badass.
terrible way to die.
Badass.
Like, it liquefies his brain and the side of the face that's not exposed to the rays.
Okay, but like
it's-
straight up,
Mhm.
if I was related to that guy, that's when I go on like a death vengeance mission. I would kill that doctor and that assistant if my family
Would you
member
go
died
and
because of
would
that.
you go and dismantle the MRI machine because it killed your family?
No, I
I'm
would
not-
kill the doctor.
Do you get
and
mad
that
at the
person.
gun?
Yes.
No.
I don't kill the X-ray machine. The X-ray machine did nothing wrong. The doctor and his assistant who fucked and through their fucking killed my whatever the relation. It could be like a second cousin. I'd still be equally pissed and want them dead. I'd hire a Bitcoin hitman for that.
Bitcoin
if it was
hitman!
closer, I would do it myself. But distant family, I'm okay with the trusty services of the Bitcoin hitman.
So, like, Bitcoin hitman
Yeah.
going into the hospital,
Uh-huh.
kill anyone who's using an MRI machine.
Nope, just the people who killed my whoever this died.
Well, who was it? Some
Well,
guy using an
it's-
MRI
it's-
machine.
It's a cousin at the closest.
Simultaneously, unbeknownst to you, I've sent in a Bitcoin hitman who's going to kill anybody carrying an oxygen tank.
If I had, like, just a ludicrous amount of money, because one, I need enough money to do this, and then I need enough money to be able to pay off all the judges or whatever. Like, I need to be able to do this knowing I won't go to jail for what I'm doing. But I would just hire a shit ton of hitmen to kill each other. And just battle royale across the city.
Yes.
It's gonna end up like that scene from John Wick 2 where they're walking through the subway.
Where he's just,
kinda,
he's
like,
just trying to
shooting-
get to the subway.
And he's just kind of like shooting at the guy, and the guy's kind of shooting at him.
I love it.
No one notices what the fuck is going on.
I'll hire each one. There'll be like 10 of them. And I will hire each of them for 9 hits. And they will all be going after each other. And it'll be
No, wouldn't it just be
amazing.
one hit, but the hit is 9 people?
I haven't used a Hitman contract recently. I don't know if they've changed it.
Neither have I. Oh, I don't know what the implication possibly could be.
Hey Michael, where'd all your Bitcoin go? Didn't you have a little bit of that lying around?
Oh yeah, no, all my 3 bitcoins.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it was. Now it's not 30 grand. Now
It's 30 grand.
Is it back up?
Now it's not 30 grand.
Oh shit.
Now it's
Now
30,
it's 40
30
grand. Now it's down to 25 grand.
Bitcoin's fucking weird.
Now you live on the streets.
Nicolas Cage bought a bitcoin. Now it's $1.
I want to be so negatively influential of a person that I can just kill things like that.
I watched National Treasure today.
Which one?
National Treasure.
Okay. That's a.
2 wasn't bad. That bald evil guy wasn't that evil.
I actually enjoyed 2.
Yeah.
I
Is there a
haven't-
3?
I thought there was a 3.
No,
They should make it 3.
They should make it 3.
I think he wants a 3. Oh, yeah,
I'll
of course
see it.
he wants a 3.
Yeah, no,
but...
he needs money. I'll see it.
Oh yeah, day 1 in theater. I will go. I will support the shit out of that movie.
It'll be our first live stream movie that we watch.
That's just straight pirating.
Yeah.
Day 1 in theater with a webcam doing like a mystery science thing.
Google Glass.
Everyone who's behind you is like,
You're
what
just,
the fuck?
You go to the theater, and in a row in front of you, it's just, hey, it's the MoistyBoiz here with National
Episode
Treasure Cast
1.
number 1. Here at AMC, we got the camera up. Hopefully you can see
It's
you.
a
Should we
reaction
get some,
cam.
like,
There's
put
a
up
cam
a
on.
light on you. Got the light on the film. People just, what the fuck is going? You paid off AMC. They don't care.
I'd say if you just ran out of theater, they'd be fine with it.
Do a private screening, but don't tell them that you're actually just gonna live stream both the movie and your reaction to the movie.
No, we're gonna live stream our reactions to the movie, and they just kind of go, "What do you mean?" And then they
It's
give
just you watching someone watch a movie.
and then you
you
have a
don't see the
mirror
movie.
behind you.
You hear the movie.
You
don't
got a
see the
mirror
movie.
behind you, and it's a pretty. And then you make a really high quality thing, and then later you just only show the mirror, and you mirror that back so that it comes out proper. Technically, it's not pirated. I pirated
Honestly,
I
I
pirated it backwards.
I'd pay the projectionist like $15 because I'm sure that's all it takes to get a projectionist to give you the master for this.
I don't think so. I think that probably might be more money.
If you get one who's like a high schooler who just got a real lucky break, I bet you it does not take a lot of money to get the masters.
That's fair.
Supposing they aren't already uploading it to like whatever replaced Pirate Bay. Did anything ever replace Pirate Bay?
No, nothing did. Nothing can ever replace
That thing
Pirate Bay.
replaced it, but there's still a lot.
There's other stuff, but there's no like the thing.
Well, yeah, there
Pirate
is.
Barn.
The thing's the thing.
I
Michael's
think
a bad
definitely
person.
pirates.
Yeah, he's a terrible person.
Who's gonna let him in the theater? He has to pirate.
He'd have to bring his
Well,
own
no, he
chairs
probably
and
buys
everything.
digital copies off of eBay.
There you go.
which is pirating because it was illegally gained.
What do you mean
Oh,
illegally
there you
gained?
go. No. You pay this high schooler, get the master, put it up on an online service, print out access codes on sheets of paper to access this, sell those on eBay.
You're just hosting your own torrent website for money.
Yes.
You got a problem with that, bitch boy?
I do, but if it works...
It does works.
We just proved it did work.
In my head, we just made like a shit ton of $1 sales. Oh shit,
That's
the
all you would
government's
need to
after
charge,
us.
yeah.
It's okay. We need enough money to pay off the cops. We were safe.
We made enough money to buy a Bitcoin hitman to kill any cops following our trail.
Honestly, my end goal
man.
is to own my own private security company, which is nowadays just a polite way to say mercenaries,
Yeah.
and then just do whatever I want.
Would you make an oil rig out in the middle of the ocean?
No, that's lame.
That's lame.
That's
Having
lame.
an oil rig in the middle of the fucking ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are
It's
you gonna be? Like
unimaginative.
the laughing octopuses or something?
What would you even do with an oil rig?
What are you doing to me? Leave me alone, alright? My clan was the best clan.
I don't know. You fucking
Stupid
know what
Metal
you're
Gear.
talking about.
Stupid oil rigs.
Well, that's all the time we've got this week.
I'll just Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow built 18 helicarriers.
That is literally the first time in my life that anyone has said the title of that movie when they were not holding a copy of that movie because we were in a movie store.
You know what? That's a fair point.
I love and will fight for Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow.
The only reason I know is because I had a bad DVD of that, and it would always cut off right when he like wakes up in Shangri-La or something.
Jude Law, Giovanni Ribisi, and Angelina Jolie is an A-list cast.
Angelina
Two of those
Jolie.
were an A-list cast. Actually,
Giovanni Ribisi is magic! Pure magic! Where would that movie have been without Dex? Sky Captain's trusty sidekick.
in the same place.
Don't you
No,
know
I-
who I am? I played Dex. I was Sky Captain's sidekick.
Sky Captain 2, Don Cheadle's Dex. Giovanni asked for too much.
Giovanni comes in, asks for too much money, and then Don Cheadle just shows up and says, "Hey,
Mid-scene.
I can do it."
Like on set, I was in Ted. I'm his best friend. You can't get rid of me. Don Cheadle's just in the wings waiting with his contract.
Yeah, we can!
No, it's just John Cheadle's looking at his contract and says, "I'll do it for less." Like he's like on his phone at every single movie like studio.
He just tells his
on
agent.
any set, just sitting there. I'll do it for less.
He tells his
waiting to get
agent,
picked up.
anytime he is offered work, I want you to snipe it. Even if it's just for $1 less, I want you to make that offer.
No. I don't want you to offer it for like not like just cut 1/10 of
I
whatever
will
they
not
want.
take more than $5,000 less than any asking price.
I will do any of his sequels for free.
if it's a sequel to a movie he was in, free. The next one after that,
Don
not
Cheadle's
free.
plan is just to put actors out of business by taking the roles for no money.
Until he is the only.
Until he's the only actor.
I like this
I will be
lore.
every role in your movie for free. Well,
I
mean, you can't
really
beat that,
like
right?
this lore.
Oh, man.
Like, this is some high quality lore about Don Cheadle. His secret, like, underground organization committed to making him the only actor that gets movies.
He wants to be the only B-list actor.
Even
Oh my
despite being
God,
the
that is-
only actor, he's still the only B-list.
The only B-list.
Oh my god. Well, you'll let you muse on that until
Thank
next
you
week.
for listening to the Sky Captain the World of Tomorrow sponsored cast.
Watch Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow. There's going to be a
Starring
quiz
Don
on it.
Cheadle.
It's on Netflix.
As you load it up, you're gonna find out, oh, Don Cheadle's in this
It's
movie.
gonna
now.
reload halfway through. It's just Don Cheadle.
You know it's gonna happen, too. That's the worst part about it.
Oh,
there are a
man.
lot of problems with that movie.